Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to go over our normal schedule in a more detailed technical analysis on TradingView in just a second. But other than that, let's talk a little bit about what's happening with the market over the past couple hours. What we saw last night was a slight pullback, and it was actually looking pretty bad at one point. It seemed like we were maybe going to start to see, yet another big drop and that prices were going to start to break down again. That did not end up happening. We formed a nice little base, and we're already moving, a bit higher from there. So it seems like for the time being, there's no real sign that we're going to see prices decline again and re-enter into that downside movement. Like I've been saying, I think that we're in the last bit of consolidation and sideways movement until, over the probably the next week, we're going to see things get out of this. And as we move closer to the all-time highs, we'll probably see the prices, pick up the pace and move faster and higher. We'll have to get, for example, for Bitcoin above $10,000 first, and ideally above $12,788 to start to see those, prices move higher in a more timely manner. Either way, it's just a matter of time here at this point, and that's, I think, the key takeaway. So for the general market, like I said, a slight pullback. We have some exceptions. Stellar is in the green. Talking about Stellar, I will be adding it to all the daily crypto updates. I'm going to bring some changes to the daily crypto updates. I hope to bring back the face cam as well, and you should see that within the next 2 to 3 days. So if you're excited for that, please make sure to leave a like. So going on with the rest of the market, Ethereum Classic is yet again doing well. This is something that I predicted in my last video. I said that Ethereum Classic got that breakout above that very strong resistance level, and we saw it push higher here today. So up about 11%. And another big mover is ZClassic. ZClassic, I don't know that much about this cryptocurrency. It's trying to be somewhat of a Bitcoin private, but it is up 27%, and it's been climbing up the ranking, so I think definitely one to keep an eye out on. I'd be interested to know what you think of ZClassic. Like I said, I didn't really research it that much, but if you want to see a price prediction video on it or something like that, definitely let me know in the comments. Let's get started with our technical analysis here with Nano, and we did see Nano drop a little bit more. It seems like, the BitGrail fiasco is still kind of continuing. I think BitGrail tried to blame Nano for what happened. I haven't been keeping up 100% with the news, but either way, we are still downtrending, and we managed to bounce once again off that 100,000 Satoshi level, which is good. We really don't want to break below that though, because if that happens, things could get pretty nasty and we might see the prices really crumble. So that's a level that I really hope the price doesn't break below. Ultimately, we'll just have to wait and see if that happens. If there's a lot of drama that continues and the selling pressure continues, it's not going to hold, unfortunately, right? So I'd say be aware of that possibility, but right now, as far as the technicals go, we did manage to bounce off that 100,000 Satoshi level. And we're trading back above 105,000 Satoshis. Ideally, we do want to get back above that level. That would put us out of a lot of that downward pressure that we're experiencing right now. And that would also mean that if we're able to get back above that 105K mark, we're also out of this short-term downtrend line right here, which is putting a lot of pressure on the price. And what I just drew in previously is this other trend line, which creates this channel, right? So for now, it does seem like unless we break above 105,000 Satoshis, probably going to trickle lower in this channel, and then we really need to make sure that that 100,000 Satoshi level holds. Can things get better? Absolutely, right? We just need to break, I'd say, above 105,000 Satoshis. Things will start looking much better already. It's still a very indecisive period for Nano, no matter how you look at it, right? And there's still that unknown factor, unfortunately, right now. So I will keep you updated on that, of course, but let's go over to Bitcoin now. And what we're seeing with Bitcoin is a little bit of a struggle to get back above $9,079. That is a pretty strong and important resistance level to get back above. It corresponds to some of the previous candlesticks, like this big drop over here. As for the indicators, though, we are still uptrending on those, so that is a very good sign, right? We did get a bullish, we got bullish signals actually on several of these cryptocurrencies as far as the indicators are concerned, which shows us that even though we're still moving a little bit sideways, it does seem like we are ready to move back up. And as far as these channels goes, these trend lines, what we're seeing is we're holding above this uptrend line right here, and I expect that to continue. Now, we also have this previous uptrend line, and that forms a channel in which I think we'll move higher in. So probably going to bounce in between these two trend lines, and as you can see, as we move further back to the all-time highs, the channel gets bigger, and that'll allow for some, a bit more volatility probably, but also the price to move higher more quickly. We also want to point out this middle band right here, right? The red line at $9,228. We want to make sure that we get back above that as soon as possible, because that could definitely put some pressure on us staying above the uptrend line. But ultimately, like I said, I think that we're going to manage to hold in this channel and trend higher here. Now let's go over to Ethereum and see what Ethereum has been up to. Ethereum has been one of the stronger cryptocurrencies, and for now it's just continuing its consolidation. It is very sideways right now. It's giving some time for the MACD to flatten out, which is something that we really needed because it didn't really have much time to do that. The more that happens, the more likely we are to finally get that positive crossover above the orange line, which is really the signal that we need to kind of confirm that we're going to start kicking higher. And same thing, right? We want to see the positive crossover of the histogram as well. For the price action, like I said, we're consolidating between $764 and $917. As soon as we get above $917, we'll probably start moving higher again. And then we just have to, kind of grind through these previous resistance levels. The more I'm looking at this chart, the more I'm seeing this symmetrical triangle line right here. I'm actually going to make these trend lines a little bit bigger, just so you really get an idea of what I'm looking at. And that's going to be this downtrend line right over here and the uptrend line right over here. So that forms our symmetrical triangle, as you can see. And you know what, I'm actually going to put these in red just to make it as clear as possible. I'm clicking on the wrong lines here. This is probably what we're going to trade in between over probably the next week or two, where we're going to have to consolidate in between these two red trend lines. And then we're either going to break towards the downside or upside, but for now, the indicators are definitely pointing towards us having a break above the downtrend line and then, climbing through those levels higher. And a couple of reasons for that is that the RSI is now back to uptrending, and we've already had our downtrend on the MACD and histogram, right? So the next cycle, I guess you could say, is to start the uptrend on all of those, and that's what kind of lets me know that we're probably going to be moving higher here and break towards the upside once you reach, the kind of the end of the symmetrical triangle formation. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin now and see what Litecoin has been up to. So Litecoin is consolidating in a very tight range between $145 and $165, and we've really been bouncing between those two levels. So the indicators are looking good. We're just slowly but surely beginning our uptrend, which is something that we've been waiting on for quite some time, as you can see. Really, what's good is we're out of the downtrend line for Litecoin, and we're just putting in this bit of consolidation that's necessary to kind of build a base here. What's really good is the fact that we had this downtrend, and we can see that the Bollinger Bands were really moving to the downside. Now those started to flatten out with the price, and it's probably going to continue a little bit longer, but once we clear through that and we get that bit of consolidation, afterwards we should see somewhat of a U-shaped and round bottom move that then starts the uptrend, and that'll be the climb back to the all-time highs, right? The key level that we want to see a break above for Litecoin is $165.51. If you want it to be a little bit safer, probably above $170, because we have been struggling with that $170 mark as well. But once we get through that $165 to $170 area, we're really in the clear to see Litecoin pick back up the uptrend and get out of this consolidation. Let's take a look at Ripple now and see what Ripple has been up to. So we are trading back above $1, and actually on Bittrex it looks like we're slightly below that. Not really anything to worry about per se. We're just struggling with getting back above this middle band right here. That's actually at $1 specifically, and that's normal, right? That's a very common pattern. What's likely the sign that we're struggling to get back above that middle band probably means that we're just not ready for it. As you can see, the upper Bollinger Band is still downtrending pretty severely. The lower Bollinger Band is coming back up. So what we're going to probably see is all of those flatten out. The price will do the same, and then once that happens for enough time, probably the next 2-3 weeks, then the prices should be able to really get back above the upper Bollinger Band, sorry, the middle Bollinger Band fully, and then really start to trade higher here, get back towards $1.50. So indicators other than that, in a slight uptrend. Let's take a look at NEO now, see what NEO has been doing throughout all of this. And it looks like NEO is trying to get out of its short-term downtrend here. We are flattening out on the MACD, which is a good sign. Same thing on the RSI, really. We're struggling with this downtrend line over here, and nothing really to worry about as long as we stay above $100, I would say. So we may see the price come back a little bit lower, or we could trade, consolidate a bit more. Really, we really want to make sure that we hold above $100, and then as we move forward here, we're going to come in contact with the red downtrend line, and that's really the one that we want to break above to kind of confirm that we're ready to, you know, move back towards the all-time highs. The good thing with NEO is that we're actually not that far away from our all-time highs compared to some of the cryptocurrencies that took a really big hit. So that is, you know, a good sign. Let's take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Vertcoin. Now, Vertcoin is really struggling with this $3.23 level. That is a big resistance level, and really the one that we want to try to break back above and hold above, especially to start moving back towards $5. Indicators aren't looking too bad, and we definitely exited the longer term downtrend as far as all of those indicators are concerned. But the problem here is we're trading slightly below this $3.23 support level, so we're probably if we do start moving lower, we're probably going to find support off the previous downtrend line over here, the red line. And really, I'd say that what this tells me is that we just need to consolidate some more here for Vertcoin, right? We can see that the Bollinger Bands are slowly but surely, you know, they want to start to flatten out. That's probably what's going to happen. And once we had enough of that, then the price will be able to move higher. But for now, we're still, you know, we still have some downward pressure from things like that middle band and stuff like that. So we're just not ready for it, is what it comes down to for Vertcoin. Let's take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Monero, and see if Monero is doing better here. So Monero actually still in its consolidation between $200 and $257. Indicators pretty flat right now. We are out of the downtrend line though on all of those, which is a good sign. And same thing, right? We still have these Bollinger Bands that are downtrending here for Monero. So we're probably going to see them come a little bit lower and then flatten out to allow the price to trade in somewhat of a range, right? Maybe we'll move a little bit higher between $257 and $300, but we're probably going to see a bit more consolidation here for Monero as well. Let's go over to our next crypto, which is going to be OmiseGo, and take a look at what OmiseGo is doing. I believe they have some pretty interesting project developments right now, and they're moving forward on that, which is good. I didn't do too much research though. But we're back above that 44 line on the RSI, which is a bullish trigger for, you know, letting us know that we're kind of back into more strength. We've got a nice little V-shaped bounce there as well on the RSI. And indicators are beginning to uptrend. We're still consolidating between $12 and $14. Probably going to see that happen a little bit longer. The price action is actually pretty decent here, and really, as soon as we get back above $14, things should pick up pretty quickly for OmiseGo. Let's take a look at Lisk now. Lisk is one of the very few cryptocurrencies that was almost as unaffected as possible by all the drama and all the, you know, the decline that we had over the past couple of weeks. As you can see, it's trading at $25, and it's holding above that level. So that's a good sign. We also have the Bollinger Bands that are expanding, as well as the middle band that's moving towards the upside, right, which is a very good signal. So nothing really to worry about. We did get a bit of a red candlestick here, and we're down quite a bit on the day. But as long as we hold above $25, that means that we're still fine. Could we see it lose $25? Definitely possible. That probably would mean that we would see a bit more consolidation actually, and maybe move back down to $20. So we'll see if that happens. But either way, probably going to consolidate a little bit longer until we reach, you know, we get closer to this downtrend line right over here. I'll put this in red, and this red downtrend line over here is really the one that we'll want to see a break above to kind of confirm that we're out of the downtrend really, and that we're ready to, you know, spike back up to the previous highs. Let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano has been one of the cryptocurrencies, like I've been saying, that's been moving kind of against the crowd, and it's not been acting the strongest. So it's trying to you know, consolidate and get the indicators to flatten out. That's somewhat been happening, but still a pretty strong downtrend, it seems like, for Cardano. And it's really hanging on its last strings. above 4,000 Satoshis. As soon as we break below that, we're very quickly going to fall down to 3,000 Satoshis. And at that point, you have to think there's maybe some kind of bigger weakness at hand where we could fall even lower, right? I won't make that call just yet, but what is pretty clear is that if we break below 4,000 Satoshis, very likely that we come all the way down to 3,000 Satoshis. So what we need to see, and this should happen within the next couple days or else it's too late here, is a break below this red downtrend line. That'll put us out of the short-term downslope, and then we should see the price maybe consolidate or move higher. But we really need to see that within the next few days because we're towards this end of this small triangle over here. The pressure is towards the downside, unfortunately, for Cardano right now. Let's take a look at IOTA and see what IOTA has been up to. So IOTA not looking too bad here. It is, kind of consolidating, waiting for these Bollinger Bands to flatten out with the middle band. Indicators looking pretty decent, actually. We have a nice little uptrend starting on the RSI. And as for the MACD and histogram, same thing. Probably going to take a little bit more time. Things are clearing up, though, as far as, previous candlestick resistance levels. So that's a good sign, right? That'll really allow things to move towards the upside again. And really, we want to get back above $1.91. I guess, you could just put it and round it up to $2. Once we're above $2, we're going to be in much better position to, get back above this uptrend line right here. I'm going to go ahead and put this maybe in let's see, need to choose a good color that stuck out. I don't want to I'll put it in pink. So this pink uptrend line right here is the level that we need to get back above to be back into bullish momentum for IOTA. Once we're back above that, probably going to see it trade between this current uptrend line, what will be the current uptrend line, and this other uptrend line that I'm going to draw in pink here. Between these two pink trend lines is where we're probably going to trend higher along as soon as we get back above this initial one right over here. With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out my premium content where you can find monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities and 5 high return cryptocurrencies for your 28 portfolio. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates as well. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.